It's week 4 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Falcons and the Bengals coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gordon. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Yeah, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and it blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down the right sideline. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
He coughed it up. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He's got his man, London, right side. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kyle Pitts, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. The Bengals hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The numbers a week ago for Chase, well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
To the air again, Burrow. That is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Burrow. Got a man open, it's Chase. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down. Under a minute to go, clock running in a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Now it's Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball. You talk about this Falcon defense. Well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Fourth down, no problem. Just a hold-on pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. These two teams all tied after one. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Now this complete to Polk. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Here we go. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Richardson looking to throw this. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now Richardson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's third and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That one caught by Polk. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Burrow looking to pass. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Touchdown! Jamar Chase, 29 yards. And the Bengals add 6 to their lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
And McPherson on for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Richardson back to throw it. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And, oh, he takes a shot at the end of that play. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Richardson working from the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete. problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here we go. 11 coming.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
11. Gun.
Now it's Burrow. Trying to lay one up deep. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 50 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big yardage.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Here's Burrow. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Spencer. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And Chase going to pick up a Bengals first down as he's down to the 12. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Spencer. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down. Again, it's Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase
with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Richardson.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Again, it's Richardson. That pass complete to Moore. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Now it's Richardson. He's going to throw one up from the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was the home team who were able to hold serve and get a victory in their stadium. Zach Charbonnet, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Trevor Lawrence, sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Isaiah Crowell, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
2nd and 20.
Looking to throw.
Open man is Chase, complete. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Spencer. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Short throw caught by Pitts.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Richardson looking to throw. This pass is caught by London. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. Richardson to throw off play action. Blitz coming and down he goes. They bring it off the corner that time and he gets home for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Robinson up the middle. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so
a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense.
Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson from 3 yards out. And the Falcons take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now this complete to Polk. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. Now this one complete to Burton. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Here we go.
Burrow will throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield.
They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10. From midfield now, Burrow. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Spencer. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Connecting with Burton here over the middle. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that. He's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. The quick throw by Burrow is complete. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 6 yards away.
And the Bengals are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Richardson looking to throw this.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here, Richardson yet again. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that when he's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Richardson.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Here we go.
On first down, it's Spencer. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give them 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through.
And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. A great play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Now Richardson.
His throw incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Richardson.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
They'll run on first down. Spencer. And they string that play out nicely. He stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Spencer.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 57 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Up the middle they go. It's Spencer, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for the Bengals, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.